Sing it with me. Here we go. Everybody, get up on your feet. See the light in everybody you meet. Everybody, get up on your feet. See the light in everybody you meet. Let us be reminded of who we've come to be. We are love, we are one big family. Hey, 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 hey. Hey, 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 yeah, yeah. Say it. Everybody, get up on your feet. See the light in everybody you meet. Everybody, get up on your feet. See the light in everybody you meet. Let us be reminded of who we've come to be. We are love, we are one big family. Hey, 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 yeah, yeah. Let us make a joyful sound. Here we stand on holy ground. Let us make a joyful sound. Let us stand on holy ground. Let us make a joyful sound. Hey, 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 hey. Everybody, get up on your feet. See the light in everybody you meet. Everybody, get up on your feet. See the light in everybody you meet. Let us be reminded of who we've come to be. We are love, we are one big family. Hey, 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 hey. Hey, hey, hey. I think I do it now. Yes. Good morning. Welcome to the Center for Spiritual Living in Colorado Springs. My name is Reverend Christine Renee Monks. My pronouns are she, her, hers, and I'm your staff minister. Oh, that was pretty good. Thank you, Ken. Yeah. Reverend Sally has the day off celebrating her birthday. So she'll be back next week, and it gives me an opportunity to speak, and it gives you an opportunity to go in and sign her birthday card for next week. We are a welcoming community here. We welcome people of all faiths, of all spiritual traditions, of all sexual orientations, gender expressions. Whoever you are, we welcome you into our community because we think each and every person is an expression of the divine, however that expresses for you. So we welcome you on all paths, no matter how you got here. We're glad you're here. If you're in our online community, thank you for tuning in today, whether you're watching us live or whether you're watching a recording that happens after the fact. We're really excited that everyone's here. So we always like to ask at this point whether we have anyone here who's here for the first time and is actually brave and willing to raise their hand and say that you are, because we have a welcome gift for you to just acknowledge your presence here. So do we have anyone? Well, I don't see, but we do. Maybe we do. Yes, excellent. Thank you so much. We have a little information sheet that if you'd be so kind to fill out, it'll give us an opportunity to share some more information with you about our community and how we show up in the world. So at this point, what we like to do is honor the children and their parents. So if we have any children or parents here, we'd appreciate it if you would stand. And what we're going to do is we're going to honor and bless the children before we send them off to the youth ministry. So you see on the monitors, we have a little blessing that we do. So I know Reverend Sally encourages us to rub our hands together and get a little heat going. So as we do this and we just face the children in our community, we bless all the children in our community and the world. We love all children. We know the truth of who they are. All children are unique expressions of God, and we are grateful to have children in our lives. And so it is. So now I'll invite the children to go down for their part of this, and we'll begin the rest of our service.
Won't you stand up? A little meet and greet with everybody.
Hello, everybody. You're beautiful, you're love and light. You're God's melody and heaven's delight. Let the music flow through you and open your heart. Because you're beautiful, you're love and light. I'm beautiful, I'm love and light. I'm heaven's harmony and God's divine life. Let the music flow through me and open my eyes to see I'm beautiful, I'm love and light. You're beautiful, so beautiful, let it shine. Let the music be your guiding light to open your mind. We're beautiful, we're love and light. We're God's melody and heaven's delight. Let the music flow through us and open our hearts. Because we're beautiful, we're love. Holy One, hear my prayer, fill my heart with love. Holy One, hear my prayer, fill my heart with peace. Holy One, hear my prayer. Fill my heart with joy. Holy One, hear my prayer. Fill my heart with love. Holy One, hear my prayer. Fill my heart with love. Holy One, hear my prayer. Fill my heart with peace. Holy One, hear my prayer. Fill my heart with joy. Holy One, hear my prayer. Fill my heart with love.
One more time.
Holy One, hear my prayer.
Fill my
Heart with love. Holy One, hear my prayer. Fill my heart with peace. Holy One, hear my prayer. Fill my heart with joy. Holy One, hear my prayer. Fill my heart with love.
Renee, and thank you so much.
Our words of inspiration this morning come from Deeksha Todi. What lies beneath the surface of the mind? Thoughts, dreams, and wisps of memories. And from life's lessons. Sometimes when you are in a dark place, you think you've been buried, but actually you've been planted. And our founder, Dr. Ernest Holmes. We came from life, and life are in life. So we are one with life. And we know that instinctive life within, which has brought us to the point of self-recognition, still knows in us the reason for all things, the purpose underlying all things, and we know that there is nothing in us of fear, doubt, or confusion, which can hinder the flow of reality to the point of our recognition. We are guided daily by divine intelligence into paths of peace, wherein the soul recognizes its source and meets it in joyful union, in complete at-one-ment. Pray with me. As we close our eyes and breathe in the beautiful essence of today's glorious day, the beauty and the light, that God is the truth and stillness and joy and love and peace that fills each and every one of us, in and through us, and all around us, in every single holy moment that takes place. I am so grateful that I am one with this beautiful energy, this vibration, this higher consciousness that permeates all things with all sentient beings. I'm so grateful for this beautiful service today, and bless all those volunteers that made it happen, whether it be the office staff, the production team, each and every volunteer that opens their hearts and greets us and blesses us with their love, that we are circled and enfolded in this love. What a beautiful place to be. I'm so grateful too as I lift up all those that may be having challenges, whether it be with health, prosperity, relationships, whatever it might be, that they are knowing who they really are, and that they step out on that lighted path experiencing great things that their heart desires, that they unfold in divine timing to them as the beautiful orchestration of spirit is taking place in that divine timing, that all good, grand, and glorious things are happening. I lift up our beautiful musicians as they sing, and those beautiful lyrics that lift us up and open our hearts with great joy and harmony in those beautiful melodies. May they be greatly blessed. I lift up Reverend Christine today as she speaks from her heart, and she inspires us with her words. May she be greatly blessed. I honor all paths to a higher awareness than each and every person, that they have compassion in their hearts, that they have kindness and love for their family, their friends, and the whole planet. As the whole planet I see circled in the cosmos, that all these great and beautiful things, this light of love and kindness and goodness that is taking place. That people have warm hearts and smiles as we are stepping into those beautiful holiday times. May we all know and trust that beautiful spirit is in us and allows us to express ourselves in radiant splendor. I am so grateful also for our practitioners today as they hold our consciousness and that higher vibration that they exude every place, and those working with our children. I'm so delightful for all of these many blessings that I have and that I experience, and then I know this truth, and then I know that each and every person here is having this beautiful experience today as they leave here today, knowing that their life is filled with joy and love and light. So it is with great joy that I release these words, knowing their truth, knowing that circle of light that I see here and the energy in this beautiful place. And I'm so grateful to be here. I'm so grateful to know that each and every one of us has this center of love. So I release these words with love, knowing that it shows the way. And together we affirm this by saying, and so it is. And we carry the light. And together we are most brilliant.
Welcome to the Acoustic Cafe with Ken and Renee.
Brand new song, by the way.
When you close your eyes, what do you see? When you open your heart, does it make you feel free? I have spent all my life searching all around for a love everlasting. It was here all along, in my heart and my soul. There's a knowing that all is well. What's beneath is divine reality. is where all illusions end and the truth begins. When you close your eyes, what do you dream? Do you see your soul's vision? Does it bring inner peace? Oh, there's nothing missing, you're broken. Can you answer the call and go within? Oh, go beneath, beyond, and believe. In my heart and my soul, there's a knowing that all is well. In my heart and my soul, there's a knowing that all is well. In my heart and my soul, there's a knowing that all is well. In my heart and my soul, there's a knowing that all is well. Is divine reality. What's beneath are pure love and grace. What's beneath is where all illusions end and the truth begins. What's beneath? What's beneath? Thank you.
Thanks. Renee Perkins, Ken Chanson, thank you so much. That was beautiful, yeah. And Debra Ireland-Young, thank you for those words of inspiration. So what makes you uncomfortable? Yeah, how much time do we have, right? This month's global theme is loving the unlikable. And Reverend Sally introduced us to that idea last month. And this week's theme is the beneathness. And certainly Renee's song accentuated and punctuated that beautifully. And when we think about the beneathness, there's a couple of ways we could interpret that. One is the idea of discovering whatever hidden wonders lie beneath the surface. And this could be things that nourish and sustain our world. You could think of springs welling up from the ground. You could think of caves. You could think of lots of things like that. But you could also think about the hidden behaviors that drive our behavior, the hidden beliefs that drive our behavior. Because those also are beneath the surface. So whether we think of this as a physical reference or whether we think of this as a metaphorical reference to the subconscious beliefs that we hold, it's an invitation to look deeper into what lies below. And that's what I'd like to talk about today. So focusing on the monthly theme for just a minute, how easy is it for you to like or love the unlikable? I mean, for me, it's not always that easy, right? I think about what I don't like. And since becoming a staff minister here, I spend more time on I-25 than I usually would. And so I get an opportunity to reflect on some of the drivers on I-25. Now, you might not know, but I-25 can be seen as a drag racing strip that goes on for miles and miles because some of the people seem to like to weave in and out of that. And I don't like that. I also live on a residential street in Lakewood that's pretty nice and wide, and a lot of people like to go barreling down that street at like 45 or 50 miles an hour. And I have young grandchildren, so I kind of get into this little judgment space, is that like people should not go 50 miles an hour down a residential street where little kids might dart out in front of them. So I have my own work to do in terms of loving things I dislike, and I suspect you have things too. I mean, it's not only drivers that I focus on. There's other things that, from my perspective, could be better in the world. And so, but when I give in to that desire to dislike, or sometimes it even feels like I hate something, and I don't really want to be a hater. I want to be a lover. I want to see how God is expressing itself in all of the contrast that we see. Because if nobody ever went too fast down I-25 or down my street, I'd never be able to appreciate the people who drive very carefully down the street. So even though I focus on sometimes what I don't like, it gives me an opportunity to appreciate what I do like. So my talk title today is Examining What's Beneath Your Belief System. And that was kind of where my brain took me as I started to look at this. So I decided not to do a lot of slides today, but I did do one slide, which is what our affirmation is going to be. So the affirmation, we'll talk about it if you want to repeat it with me, and then we'll go from there. So the affirmation today is, I explore the hidden beliefs within me, bringing the unconscious into view. So would anyone like to join me in saying this out loud? I explore the hidden beliefs within me, bringing the unconscious into view. I sometimes am a very literal person, and so when I first thought about what's beneath, or the beneathness, I think that's kind of a made-up word, but I'm not sure. But I thought about what's beneath my feet, right? So the planet is beneath my feet, the soil is beneath my feet. All of this is solid. Right now, the platform and the building of our center is beneath my feet, and all of this provides me support. Within our earth, within our planet, there are minerals, there's oil, there's natural gas, there's all these things, right? There's lava and magma and all these things beneath that. But then even within the soil, there's like organic matter, and there's leaves that are decomposing, there are tree roots, there are earthworms. There's even like prairie dogs and gophers and things like that, right? And so I was thinking about all this stuff, and then I thought about mushrooms. And that might seem like a really strange thing to think about when you're thinking about what's underneath, but I'm an amateur mycologist, and I like to forage for mushrooms in the mountains and, along the parkways of our city streets. And I like to find edible mushrooms and then saute them or add them to dinners I'm doing. And I remembered reading somewhere that the largest living organism on the planet is a mushroom, is a fungus. And so I did a little research on it, because sometimes what I think I remember reading isn't actually what I read. And sure enough, the largest living organism discovered on Earth thus far is a mushroom species known as Armillaria ostoi. And it's part of a family of honey called the honey mushrooms, or the honey fungus. So there are some other ones that I was familiar with. I was familiar with Armillaria mellia, which is one that you can find around here that's a good edible. But this one is part of that same family, and it's located in eastern Oregon. Now, the interesting thing about the largest living organism, especially when I start talking about the largest living mushroom, is this is not some humongous mushroom, okay? It's not like the prairie dog that used to be on I-70 if you went through Oakley, Kansas. Do you remember see the world's largest prairie dog? What's interesting about the mushroom is the mushroom that we see is merely the fruiting body of the mushroom. What's really interesting about mushrooms is what's below the surface. Because what nurtures mushrooms below the surface is called the mycelium. And it's a web-like spider web that lives under the surface and nourishes the mushroom, the fungus. And then when conditions are ripe, they will sprout what's known as a fruiting body. And that's what we see. That's what looks like a toadstool, or if you ever hunt mushrooms, that's what you're seeing. But it's what's below that's really interesting, and that's kind of what I want to talk about that. So I'd like to use that visual metaphor of this spider web of mycelium underneath the surface supporting a single mushroom that we might find when we're out walking in the woods. And to kind of jump into some idea of a metaphorical beneathness. Your words and actions in the world result from beliefs and values that you hold, in the same way that that mycelium supports the fungus. And the mycelium itself dwarfs the fungus that we see, the mushroom cap that comes up, just in the same way that your underlying beliefs dwarf whatever you happen to think or say in any given situation. And the interesting thing is, so often we're unaware of what they are. These are beliefs that we may not have known how we got, or even that we hold them until something comes out, and sometimes I think, who said that, and where did she come up with that belief system about the world, right? So I thought I would use a story that came to me when I was thinking about this talk to illustrate this point, and hopefully it will make some sense to you. So this is a Zen story about two monks who are on a journey together. Their names are Tanzan and Aikido, and they're traveling together along this road. And it's been raining, and so the road has become very muddy. And they approach this woman, and she has this beautiful silk kimono on, and she's trying to cross the road, but it's like a muddy mess, and she can't do it without ruining her beautiful kimono. So Tanzan sees her distress and immediately walks over and picks her up and carries her across the muddy road and sets her down on the other side, joins Aikido, and they go walking in silence again, as they had been, as monks are sometimes wont to do. And hours passed without them saying a thing. And then finally, unable to control himself, Aikido turns to Tanzan and said, "Why did you pick up that woman? We are not allowed to touch women." And Tanzan looked at him and said, "I put her down hours ago. Why are you still carrying her?" And the first time I heard that story, and I don't even remember where I heard the story, maybe it was some other minister's talk, it made a big impression on me, because oftentimes I carry things that happened in the past and I ruminate over them long after they're gone. My power is not in changing the past. My power is in the present. And if anything, the best I can do in the present is change the story I'm telling myself about what happened in the past. And I think this story has some strong lessons that apply to this topic of beneathness for us. So the first one I think we can take away from this is non-attachment. Tanzan helped the woman without clinging to the act or really worrying about the fact that he had broken some rule. Letting go of judgment is another thing that comes up for me on this. Aikido held on to his judgment his disapproval, and burdened himself with those thoughts long after the event had passed. Mindfulness and being present in the moment. Tanzan acted in the moment with compassion and caring for another human being's plight, while Aikido stayed stuck because it wasn't according to the rules. They had taken a vow, and that vow was not to touch a woman. And not only that, he held that within himself. And so while they walked, he wasn't just letting it go, he was thinking about it. He was seething underneath, or at least that's the way I imagine it. So I think that's a powerful reminder. It's a reminder to me that sometimes I carry emotional baggage with me that weighs me down and slows me down on my trip and takes away from me being who I am. The last time I talked about shining your light and sharing your enlightenment with people. And so I do think all of this dims our light. If we judge other people without sharing our judgment with them, if we neither confront them nor forgive them for those perceived transgressions, these beliefs lie in that beneathness beneath the surface. And again, I think they take away and they reinforce religious dogma over compassion for other people. So if we think about Ernest Holmes and how this might relate to science of mind teaching, because Ernest Holmes is our founder, he teaches that our thoughts create our reality. So again, in this case, you can see that Aikido's thoughts did shape his reality, and that the whole idea of spiritual growth means aligning our consciousness with the divine truth of love and unity and oneness. So when we think about this story, I think it gives us an example of living in the moment, right? Tanzan's actions helped that woman without him even thinking about it, and he was fully present. Ernest Holmes in Science of Mind teaches that spirit is always in the now. When we dwell in the past or worry about the future, we disconnect from our divine nature. And that resonates a lot with me because, again, a lot of times I spend my day replaying events that happened or worrying about things that haven't happened yet, right? I spent some time worrying about whether I do a good job on this talk today, which is probably good because it caused me to be more mindful, but the only time I can really do a good job on this talk is right now. Some preparation is helpful, but getting too much ahead of myself doesn't do any good. Letting go of judgment, right? Aikido's reaction that Tanzan had picked this woman up, and Tanzan's loving response is, I put her down hours ago, why are you still carrying her? I think that says it very, very well. I think that's a call to release those mental burdens. Ernest Holmes said, judgment is not wisdom. True spiritual understanding comes from seeing beyond appearances and recognizing the divine in every situation. And I think that can be applied to many things in the world these days. What is the divinity in the current situation if I'm able to release judgment that it's wrong? And again, the compassion that Tanzan showed, that love was more important, being loving and compassionate to another human being rather than saying, well, it technically breaks the rules and we are supposed to technically break the rules. Another thing Holmes says that I think is relevant to this is love is the self-givingness of spirit through the desire of life to express itself in terms of creation. So all of this reinforces that underlying belief shows up or sprouts as the mushrooms of our actions, if you will. So let's take another look at this. If we return to that image of the mycelium, It's invisible to the eye, yet it's the source of life, especially for the mushrooms. It allows the mushrooms to transform. It allows them to go above ground, even though what we see above ground is just the tip of the iceberg. The fruiting body of the mushroom allows it to spread its spores, just like an apple has seeds that allow it to spread its seeds in the world. So if you think of your belief system as that mushroom, what you consciously believe, your values, your opinions, all of that, is just the visible part. What's below it is your subconscious beliefs. And again, that idea came to me too when I start thinking about above and below. Conscious thought, the great subconscious that I'm not even aware of. Throughout my life, I've picked up so many narratives. I've picked up so many rules from my parents, from teachers, from people, that I don't even recall all the things that I think I believe. But Carl Jung, the noted psychologist, talked a lot about our subconscious. And he taught that we all carry a shadow, the parts of ourselves we've disowned, denied, or forgotten. These parts don't disappear. They live in the mycelium of our psyche, influencing our thoughts and behaviors in ways that we often don't realize. And just like Aikido, the monk who couldn't stop thinking about Tanzan's actions, we often carry things long after the moment has passed. Aikido's judgment wasn't about the woman or the vow. It was about his own internal conflict about what is the right thing to do in this situation. And he didn't know. He didn't trust himself enough, whereas Tanzan did. Tanzan acted based on his heart and what was calling him and what seemed right in the moment. Looking at our subconscious beliefs and trying to bring them to the surface is part of our spiritual work, I think. It's an invitation to do that work. Ernest Holmes reminds us that thoughts are things. You definitely have heard that theme here in the center before, that our thoughts create our reality and thoughts are things. But it's not just the thoughts that we consciously think, it's those unconscious ones that we're unaware of. They're the ones that quietly shape our relationships, our fears, our stories we tell ourselves of how we might be limited in a situation. So the invitation then is, what are you still carrying? What beliefs lie beneath the surface, like the mycelium, feeding your subconscious? What judgments or stories or fears do you have that are waiting to be unearthed? One of Debra's quotes talked about, you think you might be buried, but perhaps you're planted, which I think is a beautiful metaphor for this too. It's like, they buried me. It's like, no, they planted you in fertile soil so that you could bloom and blossom and sprout. So as we look through this whole forest in our inner world, and we begin to see that our beliefs, like mushrooms, are just the visible tips of something much deeper, both within us and within our subconscious. We have stories and memories and things that we've inherited all along our path. And we saw how a simple act by one monk could demonstrate something greater in terms of compassion, and also trigger someone else to say, well, they're wrong for doing that. That wasn't what we should have done. Carl Jung also said something that I like. Until you make the unconscious conscious, it will direct your life, and you will call it fate. So fate seems to be something we have no control over, right? It was just fate. But perhaps it's our subconscious beliefs that are driving that the invitation is to make conscious and take a look at that. Again, Ernest Holmes says, thoughts are things, and our hidden thoughts create our reality for you. So today, my invitation to you is to become spiritual mycologists, curious explorers of your own inner terrain, digging beneath the surface and asking the deeper questions so that you can shine the light on the roots of your belief system. Because as Socrates said, and we're reminded in every moment of our spiritual awakening, the unexamined life is not worth living. Let us live lives of awareness. Let us live examined lives with compassion and conscious creation, and walk through the forest of our minds with open hearts and spirits ready to uncover the truth that will set us free. So as I close this talk today, we're going to do something just a little different that I'm very excited that Renee and Ken are going to help with. And we're going to do a chant. And you're all invited to join, and we're going to chant, and then we'll go into a spiritual mind treatment closing prayer at the end of the chant.
Shanti Om Shanti Om Shanti Om Shanti
Om Shanti Om Shanti Om Shanti Om
Shanti
Om Shanti Om Shanti Om Shanti Om
Shanti
Om Shanti Om Shanti Om Shanti Om
Shanti
Om Shanti Om Shanti Om Shanti Om
Shanti
Om Shanti Om Shanti Om Shanti Om
Shanti
Om Shanti Om Shanti Om Shanti Om
Shanti
Om Shanti Om Shanti Om Shanti Om
Shanti
Om Shanti Om Shanti Om Shanti Om
Shanti
Om Shanti Om Shanti Om Shanti Om
Shanti
Om Shanti Om Shanti Om Shanti Om
Shanti
Om Shanti Om Shanti Om Shanti Om
Shanti
I invite you all to just bask in the beauty of that chant as we remind ourselves that there is but one presence here today, and that presence I call God. But by whatever name you know the divine, creator, love, universe, whatever, it is all. It expresses itself in and as and through each and every one of us. And I know that each of us is a representation of that. So as we all contemplate the idea of becoming spiritual mycologists, seeking that which remains hidden from view, but yet which controls our lives in ways that we can't easily identify. I know that we will find useful things in our lives as we go forth with this. I know that it will reveal to us aspects of ourselves which we may have forgotten, that we may have neglected, that it will allow us to fully reclaim that part of ourselves which is God incarnate in each and every person. So I give thanks. I give thanks for everyone here. I give thanks for our practitioners, even though I forgot to invite them to stand with me. But I know it's all unfolding beautifully and perfectly. And so I just release that. I release that to the law that only says yes. Yes, my beloved, yes. Of course. Knowing that it's all good because it's all God. And I invite you to say with me as I close, and so it is.
Thank you, God, for everything. 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 Thank you, God, for everything.
Thank you. That was beautiful. This is the time in our service where we have an opportunity to practice conscious giving to support a spiritual community that supports us. So we're going to plant the seeds for our own prosperity by sharing that and realizing that God is an unlimited conduit flowing abundance to us based on our beliefs. So I invite you to take your tithes or whatever offerings you have and place them over your heart. And if you're an online giver, we have a place online where you can click and do a gift. If you're an automatic giver, please take out one of the cards in the chair behind you and we'll repeat our affirmation. I joyfully celebrate the flow of God through me. I am grateful for receiving and giving to my spiritual community. I give thanks, always knowing God is my source, and so it is.
I get up in the morning with music in my head. I'm greeted by the sun's morning light. I get ready for the day and hear the still small voice says you better sit down, meditate and pray. I said I gotta go or I'll be late. People count on me. The voice gets louder in my head. It says I'm grateful for my life. I'm grateful for every breath I take. I'm so grateful for the light that lights up my path on my way. I took a moment, sat right down and went within my heart. Felt the love and gratitude arise. This still small voice just said, remember who you are. Embrace yourself with love and light. I'm grateful for the music still playing in my head. I lift my voice and sing it to the sky. Oh, I'm grateful for my life. I'm grateful for every breath I take. I'm so grateful for the light that lights up my path on my way. I'm grateful for the earth and sky, for all the questions and the whys, signs and synchronicities, music and the melodies, angels and their love, and that I'm alive. Oh, I'm grateful. Okay, this is where y'all join. I'm grateful for my life. I'm grateful for every breath, oh, every breath I take. I am so grateful for the light that lights up my path on my Yes. Thank you, thank you.
Thank you, everybody. And thank you, Wes and Aaron and Ben, the production team, for all the support. I'm still getting all the timing of all this down, so I didn't do it perfect, but thank you all. So, we good. What else is next, Bobby?
Next is our gracious giving. So, Renee, would you?
I think Renee should pick,
Yeah, I think
yes,
Renee should
please.
pick too. All right. And then you can read it too.
Well, hold on.
Well, you're going to make her get her glasses now if you do that.
Gracious giving, circulating and blessing our larger community. Okay, what do you want me to read? Oh, Crossfire Ministries is who we're doing this week. Crossfire is a non-cost grocery warehouse that reflects God's love amid life's tight places. You shop for food, clothing, and toiletries for your family's needs. Enjoy the freedom of shopping and dignity of choice in their expanded no-cost shopping facility. And everyone is welcome. So this was by Suzanne DeWayne.
Great, thank you. This is our way of circulating our gifts that we as a spiritual community get. So thank you for that.
All right.
Perfect.
Are
All
we
right.
ready to close with the peace song?
Let's do it. Find somebody to stand.
Peas and dressing to everyone.
Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me. Let there be peace on earth, the peace that is meant to be. With God as our center, united all are we. Let us walk with each other in perfect harmony. Let peace begin with me. Let this be the moment now. With every step I take, let this be my joyous vow. To take each moment and live each moment
Christina.